Now see this rock style, right? Now, what you don't want to do with the rock style is you don't want to just dump it in all quickly, right? Because if you dump it in all quickly, then see the fishes won't know what hit them, right? So open it up, right? Now you want to turn it slowly. See that? See that slow? See that fizz? That's some juicy fizz, right? Pour it. Ooh! Hear that? Hear that sizzle? So that's how you know. That's how you know, right? But see, here's the thing, right? You know what I'm saying earlier? When I said it's green, look, turn green. That's part of thinking caps on, right? See the fishes, right? See the fishes, right? The fishes don't want you to know this. The fishes don't want you to know that you can just make things green, okay? They want to keep the secret of green all to themselves, okay? They want to keep it a secret, okay? Because the fishes don't know. Because the fishes, they know that we find out, okay? If we find out, you just mix blue, okay? Take the blue water, okay? Okay, blue water, right? That's what the birds doing, okay? But when the birds put blue water, okay, and then we, okay, pour some yellow in, right? What's yellow, huh? What's yellow? It's pea. So you pea in the river, okay? And the blue river turns green. But the fishes don't want you to know that. That's a secret. That's a fishy secret, okay? Because they don't want you to know that, okay? Because see, the birds, right? Because the birds keeping the secret, okay? The birds and the fishes, they work together, all right? Because the birds want to be red, or the fishes want to be green. But the fishes, see, the fishes, they want to do it on their own, okay? See, it's a constant struggle, right? The birds, okay, they want to keep it. See, the birds turn red, okay, and the fish turn it over. The fish make it green, okay, but the birds turn it back over again and make it red, okay? Okay, that's what the birds doing. Then the fish flip it back over, they make it green, okay? It's a constant battle, it's a constant struggle, okay, between the birds and the fishes. And see, they don't want you to get involved, okay? That's the secret. That's the secret. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to get involved, okay? In the constant struggle, okay? This constant struggle the birds and the fish be doing, okay? See, I'm cooking, okay? I'm cooking. I'm revealing things to the nation, to the people, okay? I'm telling the people what they want to hear, okay? I'm cooking. now, best yet, okay? Okay, we got one more. We got two. Dropping stuff all over the floor, okay? All over. But see, trees here that you're dropping stuff, okay? So that's another thing. The trees want to keep it to themselves, okay? Because the trees, they're dropping leaves, okay? The leaves come out of the tree, okay? They come out, the trees like that, they flutter down, okay? The trees want to keep that to themselves, okay? They want to be the only ones dropping things, right? You and me, we drop things. The trees don't like that. The trees don't like when we're dropping things, okay? So, okay? The trees, okay? The trees are in part of the birds and fishes. You notice, when I said the birds were on the other side of the river, okay? Birds on the other side of the river, they scream and they say, ah! Okay? And then they make the water loud, okay? But the trees, they just sit there. They let the birds sit in them. They let the birds come in, okay? Now, why do the trees let the birds come in? Now, okay, why do the trees let the birds come in, right? Do they sound with the birds? No. It's the same with the fish. The fish want to climb a tree. Do the birds say the fish got to get out of the tree? No. Trees, they let the birds sit in the trees. They let the fish climb the trees if they can, okay? But fishes, right? See, here's the thing, right? The birds, they got control, right? They're empowering now. They're winning. And see the trees, okay? They don't go. What are they gonna do? They're gonna do nothing. They're not gonna keep the birds from winning, okay? They're not gonna keep the fishes from losing, okay? All the trees are gonna do is they're gonna sit, okay? And they're gonna be trees. They're gonna be woody, okay? That's what the trees gonna do. So when the trees sit there, and the trees see, all right, okay? When the trees see that the fish are trying to climb, then they just let the birds do their thing, all right? Now look, see, it's getting hot again, right? It's getting loud, right? That's just what the birds want you to have. But let me, now, so that's all we gotta add in something else, right? Cannot let this get over, right? Cannot, okay? Because you and me, we don't like the birds, we don't like the fish, right? Here, you know what I'm saying? Bird goes in my soup, the fish goes in my soup. They both go in my soup. And the trees, they got fruit. The bark of the tree goes in my soup. The fruit of the tree goes in my soup. They all go in my soup, okay? So now we can't let it be loud for too long, okay? We can't let the tree, we cannot. Let me tell you what else is green. Tell me what else is green, right? It's chlorophyll. And it was red and apple, okay? So you got the chlorophyll and the apple, right? But they both come from the same tree, okay? And the birds and the fishes, right? So see, they like the tree for different reasons, okay? See, and that's why the trees dropping their leaves. But it's also why they dropping the apples, because they gotta see what comes with it first, right? Because when the trees dropping the apples, okay, the birds, okay, the birds, come and see that the tree's dropping the apples. And the birds, they come and get the red one. Okay? Because here's what I'm saying, right? If the birds turn the water over, all right, then they make the water, they make it all, they make it red, okay? Then see the trees, okay? The trees can also help with that because the birds get the red apples, and then they don't gotta try as hard to make the water red, okay? Okay? See what I'm thinking? See what I'm thinking here? The birds don't gotta try as hard. So, better yet, the fishes want it to be green, so they gotta turn the water back over. But see, the fishes get the leaves in the water, the fishes don't gotta try as hard, okay? Okay? See, the trees are neutral party. They got both sides of it, they can help both sides of it. They can help the birds, they can help the fishes, right? Right? And see, now, ooh, baby, I almost forgot the ingredient, right? Because we got the Gatorade in there, right? We got the water, we got the rock star, the energy, okay? And we got the Kool Aid. But here's what we don't have. We don't got the jam, right? Because jam wakes you up. You know how jam is? Whee! Put in some. Oh, I spilled a bit. Let's put in some more, okay? Let's put in some more jam, right? Got the, ooh, baby! Right? See, here's the thing about the jam, right? You know what jam made from? It's made from the fruit. It's made from the fruit of the tree. Alright? Now, when the fishes, right? When the fishes see you taking the fruit from the tree, okay, and they turn it into jam, they like to see that. Because that means the birds can't take the fruits and use to make the water red. You know, they can't take the apples. Hmm? See? So what happens right now, see, I got this jam, I bought it from the store, and that means I'm helping the fishes. Okay? Okay? And I'm hurting the birds. Because what the bird's going to do, right? What are they going to do about it? They're going to pet me? They're going to yell at me? No, they ain't going to do nothing. The birds will do nothing to me. And the fishes will do nothing to me. And you want to know why the fishes and the birds are going to do nothing to me? Because I'm me. Okay. Now we got one last thing, right? One last thing before making this. Ooh, so good. Let me tell you what that is. Yeah, it's coffee. You never would have thunk it, huh? Never would have thunk it. We're going to put coffee. That's what we do. And let me tell you why we're going to put coffee in this. Okay? I'll tell you why. Because see the coffee, right? Coffee comes from beans. And where do beans come from? They come from trees. Let me ask you this. What happens when you take coffee, okay? What happens? What color is coffee originally? What color is it at first? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what coffee is. It's green. Before you cook the beans, they're green. So that's another thing from the tree. Got the leaves, they're green. Got the beans, and they're green. Okay? Both things are green. So the fishes want both of those, right? So the fishes don't want you to know that you can just take the coffee out. Okay? Fish. Okay? They don't want you to take that coffee. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the coffee, right? See how it's red? See how red that is? It could have been green if I had green coffee beans, but we don't have green coffee beans. We got all a bunch of red things in there, okay? Make it red. The birds know what they're doing, okay? The birds and the fishes, right? The birds are keeping it red, but the fishes are keeping it green, okay? And see, that's the problem. That's the problem here, right? Because they just don't want you to know. They do not know when you've got the birds and the fishes, right? That you can take the coffee and you can take the green coffee and you can make a brown coffee, right? Right? The fishes don't want you to know that, okay? Now see how here it's boiling? That's why you can't let it boil, right? The birds love that loud water. The fishes don't like that loud water. So that's why you gotta quiet the water. And you gotta do with something that ain't green. It was green, but it's no longer green. So that's what you gotta use to quiet the water, right? The fishes like it quiet. But they don't want you to do with something that used to be green. They only want you to do with something that is right now green. See that's what I'm saying, right? See how I'm cooking? See how hard I'm cooking this, bro? Now look, we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in the water, right? Watch what happens when we put it in the water. See all that cloud, see all that mist? Ooh, look, swirling around, right? But look at that. See how there's a little bit of green there? The fishes know. The fishes know there's green. And they don't know. See, they don't know that even though you stole their green and you made it brown, it can still be green. Right? See, I'm cooking. Now, this is the thing, right? Because I didn't even mention yet, okay? I've been talking about the birds and the fishes, right? But I didn't even mention, okay, the rats. Because the rats up in the trees too. But see, the rats, they also neutral party, right? They help in the trees to distribute, right? They distribute the leaves to the fishes, the coffee beans to the fishes, but they also help them distribute the apples to the birds, okay? That's what they're doing. That's what the rats are doing, okay? And that's everything that's wrong with today's society, because you got these parties, okay? And you got see, these rats can't choose a side, okay? And the rats, they always sitting up there, and they always get sitting, and they twiddling their thumbs, and they mixing up the apples, and they mixing up the leaves, okay? They cannot choose a side. They will not help the birds. They won't help the fishes, okay? And see, that's what's wrong these days, okay? Because you got these rats sitting in the trees. So see, a rat isn't supposed to be in the tree. It's supposed to be under the tree, right? The rats, they build their homes, they build their burrows, they're under the tree, alright? Now the rats, okay, and see, the fishes don't want you to know this, okay? Because the fishes, okay, they're already having to compete with the birds for the space up in the canopy, right? The fishes climb up the tree, they don't want you to know. The rats are also in the tree, right? They don't want the rats in the tree, and they don't want you to know that you can just take them out, right? The birds want the rats to stay up there, so because even though the rats ain't helping the birds to keep the fishes out of the trees, right? The rats are still on the tree. So the birds don't mind if the rats come up the tree, but the tree doesn't like when the rats coming up the tree, okay? Okay? Because see, the tree knows that the rats in their party, the rats being neutral in this whole situation, they will live under, and that is the thing that has been set for them. That is the predestination, all right? Now, if you want, now see, here's what you're gonna do, right? Because when I was fishing down by the river, and then I saw 3 birds walking down the street that way, okay? Okay? Did I see the rats? No, I did not see the rats walking down the street that way. It was only 3 birds walking down the street that way, right? Now look, the cup here, okay? Now look at that, it's boiling. Now you know what you gotta do. You got water that's loud and a cup that's quiet. You gotta put them together, okay? Okay? And a quiet cup and you got loud water, right? Now I already told you before, the fishes don't want loud water, only the birds want loud water. And it's red water, right? So, you gotta take the red loud water, you gotta put it in a cup, you gotta drink it all up, huh? That's what you gotta do, Holmes. That's what you gotta do. You gotta drink all the loud water, okay? Because in your belly tends to quiet things down, okay? So let's put some in there. Oh my God, I'll be spilling. But see, things happen. This is what happens when we try to reveal the truth to people, right? Things always spill, okay? See, that's what happens, all right? When a bird jumps into the water to eat a fish, does it not splash the water? When a fish jumps out of the water so it can climb up the tree, does it not splash out of the water? Yes, there's always splashes. There's always going to be splashes going on. And the splashes, right, that's they're going to tell you something. They're going to tell you that a bird is there. They're going to tell you that a fish is there, right? So you got to watch that. When you're fishing down by the river and you see 3 birds walking down the street that way, you got to watch for the splashes, okay? That's what you got to do. Now, let's take a drink. Let's take a try. Tastes like freedom. Okay? It tastes like truth. Tastes like a new mindscape, a new state of mind. Try some of this. See how this tastes, huh? Freedom, truth, mindscape. See? I told you I would cook. I told you I'm introducing. I told you I'm a reveal. And I'll be revealing.